In this next news story, a serial conman who carried out one of Britain's biggest property swindles is facing years behind bars. Anop Kumar Muado, an illegal immigrant, made at least £8.5 million by selling homes he did not own to victims across London and the South East, and spent the money on 19 supercars and a speedboat. The 45-year-old ran a large-scale conveyancing scam, offering investment opportunities in the purchase of repossessed properties or the redevelopment of plots of land. But the houses were not subject to repossession proceedings, and the genuine owners were unaware of this guy trying to do fraudulent sales of their properties. Two buyers actually purchased the same house in London's Eaton Terrace in Belgravia from Wadu, where homes can fetch well over £10 million. He used fake documents and solicitor stamps in the fraud, which allowed him to live a life of absolute luxury. Police officers seized a speedboat and, beg your pardon, not 19 supercars, 22 supercars, including Ferraris, Lambos, Aston Martins, Porsches, when they arrested him last year. Investigators found he sold 75 properties or development plots since 2021, with victims located across North London, Hertfordshire and Essex. He was an illegal immigrant who should have been deported back in 2010. Mwadu was listed at Suffolk Crown Court as Vincent Libuff, one of his many aliases. He appeared on video link from HMP Wandsworth to confirm his name and date of birth, and Mwadu had previously admitted 31 charges, including 14 counts of fraud by false representation. Each of the fraud charges stated that Mwadu committed fraud in that you dishonestly made a false representation, namely offering the sale of properties that weren't even yours to sell. He also admitted 16 counts of possessing a false identity document with improper intention and 1 count of perverting the course of justice. I believe that these offences took place between April 2021 and December 2024, and the fraud charges related to the unlawful sales of properties in Ilford, Dartford, Greenwich, Bromley, Croydon, as well as in Luton and in Winslow in Buckinghamshire. The false documents related to a solicitor stamp, a French national identity card, an Irish passport, UK driving licence, UK national identity card, UK passport, French passport, Italian passport, Irish passport. Fucking hell, he had every passport in the world. He also used a number of aliases, including Rossello Di Paolo, Pascal Burns, Yusuf Khan and Hamid Khan, and Vincenzo Conte. Following his arrest on 22nd of September, Mwadu told police his name was Pascal Burns and produced a Portuguese driving license in that name. Coppers realized that you weren't that guy. He has 25 previous convictions for fraud and has used his different identities to evade the police and immigration authorities. Mwadu had almost 20 personalized number plates, which were references as many identities. Judge Alexander Milcase told the conman, Mr. Libuff, the sentencing will be on 30th of June and you will be brought to court on that occasion, and we will see you on that day. Mwadu was remanded in custody ahead of sentencing on the 30th of June. Deputy Inspector Damien Barlow said, the scale of Mwadu's offending is truly shocking, and what stood out was, what we pieced together the investigation is that he paid absolutely no regard to those he was defrauding. Put simply, he was purely focused on taking victims' cash and using it to fund his lavish lifestyle. Our investigation has involved hours and hours of work as our teams picked up through Mwadu's lies and attempted cover-ups. Victims in this case have lost significant sums of money, in some cases in excess of £1 million, and we are continuing to work to ensure all of his assets are located, brought under police control, and used to repay those who Mwadu targeted. Absolute madness, guys. The crazy thing is, how the fuck did this guy think he's going to get away with a name like Vincenzo Conte, like he's an Italian footballer or something? Absolute madness, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And in this next news story, a gang leader who coordinated £4 million of fake Xanax drug-making operation in sheds and garages across the West Midlands has been jailed for 8 years. Up to 11 million tablets were made in various locations in Tipton, Wednesbury and Wolverhampton and then sold on the dark web via cryptocurrency payments. The criminal enterprise between 2018 and 2019 was run from a luxury villa in Thailand by Brian Pitts, who is one of 10 being sentenced for their part in the operation. The fake tablets were shipped across the UK and to the USA, Wolverhampton Crown Court said. Tests revealed the amounts of the active ingredient in the fake tablets varied from none at all to twice the proper amount. Pitts, who had early pleaded guilty to 6 charges including conspiracy to supply Class C drug, was described by Judge John Butterfield as the beating heart of this enterprise. He said the ringleader controlled every part of the drugs operation and was constantly involved in it. Pitts of Wednesbury was arrested by police when he returned to the UK with his then partner Katie Harlow, who was also part of the Thai end of the criminal operation, and Lee Lloyd. The CPS said they were all found with designer clothes and Rolex watches in their luggage. The officers were able to seize Pitts' mobile phone, which prosecutors described as a goldmine of information showing his involvement at all levels of the operation. 4 other members of the gang were jailed, with 5 more due to be sentenced in the coming days. Harlow was sentenced to 2 years and 1 month after she admitted a charge of converting and transferring criminal property. Judge Butterfield said that while it appears Pitts had taken some actions in her name, none of them were without her knowledge. Lee Lloyd was sentenced to 7 years and 2 months after earlier admitting 6 charges including conspiracy to supply Class C drug. John Butterfield said he was plainly a trusted right-hand man to Brian Pitts and took regular calls from him. Carl Smith from Willenhall was jailed for 4 years. He had previously pleaded guilty to 5 charges in conspiracy to supply Class C. The court heard he had been involved in packaging, posting and record keeping and had been in the middle of packaging pills when police visited him. Mark Bailey was sentenced to 6 years and 5 months, and he also previously pleaded guilty to 5 charges, including conspiracy to supply Class C and Class B. Police found a pill-making machine in operation at his address, and he was described as having a pre-existing expertise. Judge Butterfield said it would be wrong to dismiss the enterprise as a minor cottage industry and that it was instead large-scale, organised and determined. The gang had initially come to light after an investigation was launched by Pfizer, the manufacturer of the genuine tablets which are used to treat anxiety. The inquiry was then picked up by the regional organised crime unit, which discovered the gang had purchased legally 4 pill-making machines, enabling them to press more than 16,000 tablets an hour. While the gang made £4 million, the number of tablets they made could have fetched them more than £11 million. The gang also purchased the powders needed to make the tablets from China and bought fake Xanax stamps. So guys, there's a couple of stories coming out from the streets of the UK. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it real.